What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Undertale Blind Genocide. In the last episode, we finally defeated Sans, and oh man, was that a difficult battle, but I'm very happy to be done with it. It was a fun battle nonetheless, but yeah, definitely glad to be done with that. And in this episode, we're going to be moving on and seeing what lies in store ahead of us. However, I do have a really big disclaimer I want to put at the beginning of this episode here. This is not the first time I've gone through this, and I'm really, really sad to say that the first time I tried to play the Genocide ending, I completed it, and I found out afterwards my microphone was not working properly. And so I don't have the audio from my initial reactions. That said, I will try to say similar things to what I did initially. I will comment on how I reacted initially so you guys have an understanding of what I felt when I was first going through this, even though you can't experience it firsthand. And for those of you that are curious about, what the Genocide run ending actually is, you're about to see it regardless. I did a lot of things to try and make this happen again. No, I did not play through the entire game to get back here, but that would have been a nightmare. So yeah, regardless, let's see what's ahead. What do we have here? The throne room. Okay, pretty typical. I know we're about to have somewhat of a showdown with Asgore. A lot of people commented saying that, the Sans battle was the battle to use every item on. So there's probably not going to be another big battle, but for all intents and purposes, there could be one with Flowey or who knows what else. It's as comfortable as it looks. Well, that's mildly off-putting, to say the least. What does that even mean? And that's another thing. We're going to have to think about what the whole story means, right? It's really difficult to piece it all together, and, over the course of playing this game for months at a time, or, across spanning months and multiple playthroughs and breaks in between, I'm definitely not, the most reliable source when it comes to the story of this game, so I'm going to need to rely on your guys' help for this for sure. And so here we are. There's Asgore. How is this going to be different? Curious. I've never seen a plant cry before. Huh? You must be the one that Flower just warned me about. Oh, so Flowey was crying. Wow, that afraid. Howdy. What kind of monster are you? Ooh, called out. Is this just like the dust thing that was mentioned earlier, or is this just like really calling out to the the player that's like, you have become a monster? Sorry, I cannot tell. Well, we can always... Huh? Now. There's no need to fight. Oh, so we're the ones who actually initiated this fight. I guess it shouldn't be surprising, but why not settle this over a nice cup of tea? Welp, I guess that's not gonna happen. Why, you... Oh, and now, is Flowey going in for the kill again? Looks like it. And down goes Asgore. I guess that's not gonna be a big boss battle of any sort. And down goes Asgore's monster soul. See, I never betrayed you. It was all a trick, see? I was waiting to kill him for you. After all, it's me, your best friend. I'm helpful, I can be useful to you. I promise I won't get in your way. I can help. I can. Please don't kill me. Flowey, wow, really stripped of all of his pride. Or is this like more Azrael coming through? I don't know. I feel like it's maybe... Is this like a moment of Flowey being, just... What's the right word? Personified? I guess? And like the feelings are coming back. It's not that people are just things to be killed. When threatened, when his own life is threatened, then he feels, like he's... Well, like he had been living, I guess. But alas... We are slicing up Flowey into a nice chopped salad. And down goes Flowey, I guess. And now we are greeted with this. Greetings. I am Zero. This music. Whoa. Thank you. Your power awakened me from death. Huh? My human soul. My determination. They were not mine, but yours. Huh? At first, I was so confused. Our plan had failed. Hadn't it? Our plan had failed. Wait, who are you talking to? Which of our plans failed? Us? Like, what? When have we worked with you on a plan before? Why was I brought back to life? You. With your guidance. I realized the purpose of my reincarnation. Power. Man, this music is so off-putting. Together, we eradicated the enemy and became strong. HP, attack, defense, gold, EXP, LV. Every time a number increases, that feeling, that's me. 0. Now, we have reached the absolute. There is nothing left for us here. Now we move up above and onto the human world, or what? Let us erase this pointless world and move on to the next. So we have the choice between erase and do not. Now, fair warning, I chose erase last time, and it totally threw me for a loop. I'm curious as to what do not is going to lead to. I've heard it's a little bit creepier, so if you're a little on edge, and you understandably might be from the music, brace yourself is all I'm going to say. This 0 thing is some human soul, apparently the human that fell before, and we've been like maybe carrying 0's soul with us that we reawaken through killing things. I'm a little foggy about all that. We'll talk about that later. But we'll say, I initially said, genocide run, we got to continue with the genocide, kill everything, erase. However, this time we're going to pick do not, because we're going to flop out at the last second. No? How curious. You must have misunderstood. Oh boy. That face though. Since when were you the one in control? Huh? Oh my. Oh my. That is something. And that is a lot of damage. And, game? Game? Where'd you go? So that was a new thing for me. That face was really creepy, guys. And, let's see. So if we open up the game again, what are we greeted with? Just some, like, noise, I guess? Some noise. Now, I'm going to take the second here to explain my initial thought process. One, I was pretty spooked. If you guys have seen my Doki Doki Literature Club playthrough, you know that this sort of a thing totally gets to me. So, I was pretty spooked here, and I was like, what is going on? Do I have to, like, wait for something to happen? Like, is there going to be, like, a jump scare, I was like, I'm going to look through my system files. And I was looking for, like, my Steam folder, and I eventually remembered how to get to the Undertale game files. And I looked, and the save file's gone. At this point, my save file has actually been deleted. And I freaked out. I reached out on Discord. I was like, guys, I think I screwed it up. I think I picked erase, and I think my game is gone. I think I didn't, like, explore everything this game has to offer. Like, no, what do I do? Like, help. And I ended up looking it up real quick, and as I was researching all of this, it had been a while. And that's what I'm going to jump ahead to with the powers of editing. Okay, finally. So after waiting for 10 minutes Zero, or whoever this person is, or this soul is, or not even soul actually at this point, I don't even know what to call him, says, interesting. You want to go back. At this point I had spent a good 20 minutes or so trying to figure out what was going on, how to get my save file back, all that jazz. You want to go back to the world you destroyed. It was you who pushed everything to its edge. It was you who led the world to its destruction. But you cannot accept it. You think you are above consequences. Yes or no? Who do you think you're talking to? I'm definitely above consequences. Exactly. Hello? Perhaps we can reach a compromise. You still have something I want. Give it to me. And I will bring this world back. So, this is where things are going to break off. My first time doing this, I said no, because I was not sure what was being referred to, and it was something probably important given I don't really have much left. And whatever I do have is making me the player, making me in control of the game. To an extent, I clearly don't have a lot of control over the game, given my save file disappeared and this character was able to do all this different stuff, with the game crashing and everything. But I originally said no. And what that does is just kind of resets everything. As in, you go back to this sound effect and the screen goes black again, and you have to wait another 10 minutes for the conversation to pop up again. So, because that's what I initially did, that's also when I found out my mic wasn't working. That's when I'll continue with the blind, more candid commentary from here on out. So again, thank you guys so much for understanding. I hope that I was able to at least convey what a lot of my initial reactions were, what a lot of my initial thoughts were on these types of events. And please be patient. It's frustrating for me too, I promise. But anyways, back to previous past myself, I guess. Oh man, this is really frustrating. My mic wasn't on the entire time I was struggling through all of this, and I didn't even realize it because it was supposed to be full screen and everything, and it's really disappointing. For all intents and purposes, I mean, like, I've come up with some solution that you guys have experienced for the earlier part of this video, so hopefully that suffices and have you guys understand. Technology is, sometimes my USB port is weird and my mic just didn't pick up, but regardless, I've been sitting here for like half an hour trying to figure all this out, and here we are. You still have something I want, and Zero, the whatever this character is, wants it from us. So, and I will bring this world back. So this time we'll actually choose yes, because last time it didn't turn out so well. So then it is agreed. You will give me your soul. Wow, that's intense. Do we want to really give up our soul? That's like what makes us human, right? Then it is done. More game closing? Come on, man. Alright, well, we'll boot up Undertale again. See what happens this time around. Definitely caught me off guard last time. Wait, this is normal-ish? This seems like normal. Is anything gonna be different with the intro or anything? I don't think so. It doesn't seem so. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later. I'm a little bit too impatient. I want to see what the title screen looks like. Oh, wait, is this like... This looks like really different. Yeah, we get to name the fallen human. Interesting. Okay, so... At this point, I'm gonna take a few minutes and just talk about the Genocide run as a whole, give my thoughts on, kind of everything that's going on. First of all, the Genocide run itself was really cool. apologies, I'm really frustrated at the moment with just the recording stuff. But overall, the Genocide run was really cool. I think they did a great job of really pulling your heartstrings and really making it feel like a lifeless run at times. You know, as you're just killing things, as you're just leveling up, you really, it sucks the life out of the game. And that's the intent. You're supposed to feel like a lifeless killer as you go through it. And especially after having done the true pacifist run, you know, you feel so close to everybody that you end up destroying. And even seeing somebody like Flowey cry and, you know, beg for their life, only to be brutally murdered by, you know, the player in this Genocide run is intense. It definitely gets you at times, and it definitely has its creepy moments. And it has its really cool battles. The battle with Undyne was really fun, and it was a really good challenge. The battle with Sans was also really fun. It was also a really good challenge. And I'm really glad that those fights occurred. I kind of wish there were a few more fights that were like legitimate fights, but hey, I mean, I guess part of the fact that those fights were surprises when they first like arrived or, you know, occurred, you know, added to the cool factor of them, I guess. But as far as like, you know, the Genocide run itself, it was kind of confusing, and there's definitely some timeline shenanigans going on. It seems like this fallen human is obviously different from the body we're kind of playing through the game with. So it seems like in the past there's this fallen human who is the character that we name. In this case it was Zero, right? And I don't know, Zero was like some human, although Zero has like this urge for destruction or something like that, and via the player they are, you know, leveled up and become strong enough to essentially dissociate from that body and reincarnate and then take over the world / destroy the world. I don't know what happens post, you know, that character getting our soul and everything, but that seems like the case. What's interesting though is that it almost seemed like as we were playing through this time, it sounded like it was in the past. Like as we're playing through as, oh, so we were kind of like reenacting events that Zero maybe had. It's so strange though, because Toriel was talking about how there was a human that came by before, but she spoke of that human more warmly, right? So I don't know entirely, right? I feel like the human, the Zero that came back and reincarnated wouldn't have been the one that lived that first life with Toriel and Asgore and was the inspiration for Asriel to go up on, you know, on the land and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit confused in that regard. But regardless, it seemed like the Zero within us was recollecting on the past as we played through the run this time around. And in the pacifist run, it seemed like it was different. Like we didn't know what we were experiencing, so it seems like the second fallen human, or like the character we're playing as, Frisk, right, is like an entity in and of themselves, and suppressed Zero throughout that run by, you know, being a pacifist and everything, so it didn't come through. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. There's still the whole aspect of, you know, Dr. Alphys and everything going on there. We know about Asriel and Flowey's relationship and the ability to kind of reset the worlds and, you know, getting bored of it all and wanting to just kill things and them not becoming people. And us, like, our power essentially overwhelming Flowey's power in that regard, too. I'm still a little bit fuzzy on it all. I'm probably going to look it up. You guys are probably going to tell me, and I look forward to hearing your guys' you know, thoughts on the Genocide run as a whole and just kind of the lore that goes into it. From looking up how to just like deal with this Genocide ending in general, I did find that even after this reset, if we were to play through the game now, the pacifist endings are different. So that's something interesting. I'm not going to play through the game to get those endings. I'm just going to look them up somewhere else, and I highly encourage you guys to do the same. I'm sure people will link them in HeroNet. So if you are interested in those things and you haven't seen them before, definitely check out the Discord link in the description, and, you know, hit up the Undertale chat in HeroNet. But I'm sure there's more to explore too. I actually picked up the Switch copy of this game, and I'm really excited. It looks really cool, and I really enjoyed this game as a whole. All 3 different playthroughs offered such different gameplay experiences, offered such different emotional experiences, that it's hard to call playing this game complete until you've really done all 3. And especially given how important the story is, and that all the clues to essentially put it together need to occur over the course of those 3 playthroughs, you really haven't finished Undertale until you've played all 3 of them. And yeah, I'm glad I did. I do feel a bit Undertaled out, and again, it's still biased by the fact that I'm just frustrated with having to deal with the beginning of this recording and everything, and just being bummed that that happened. But yeah, I think that just about covers everything I really have to say about the Genocide run. This is probably the end of, proper Undertale. Maybe if you guys want my final thoughts on the story as a whole in some bonus episode or something, where I finally learn about all the different bosses or changes in the different endings and character interactions, and learn about the story as a whole and what actually happened, and really get it down clearly explained, and you guys want my thoughts on that, let me know in the comment section below, and I can make a 10-15 minute video just talking about my thoughts on that story in its entirety. Because I know there's a lot of lore associated with this game. Not necessarily even lore, but just world building, story building that needs to be fleshed out. So I can do that, of course. Regarding Deltarune, I'm going to play it. I enjoyed Undertale enough to want to play Deltarune quite a bit. Right now I'm feeling a little bit Undertaled, or Undertale overload or something like that. So I don't know if it'll be immediately after this that I'll play Deltarune, but I am going to give it a go, and I'm pretty eager to find out what that holds in store, especially relevant to this particular story. Overall, this has been one heck of a Let's Play. Undertale Blind, through the normal route, the pacifist route, and the Genocide route. They were quite the experiences, and it's been a long ride, and I want to thank you guys so much for your continued support throughout it all. Keeping things spoiler free, right? Thank you to the mods for checking out the comments, and thank you to guys for just making such constructive comments in general. So many great tips, so many great bits of advice, so many great just factoids, and so many great explanations that aren't spoilery but help summarize things so that I can get the most out of the experience I have yet to, experience in the game. There were a lot of really great comments that I appreciated throughout this entire playthrough, and I also appreciated just hearing your guys' reactions and your experiences with certain parts as I encountered them myself. Just hearing you guys get so excited for the Sans battle and everything in particular was a blast, and I'm glad that I was able to help in that regard, and know that you guys commenting, you guys getting excited for things too, you guys talking about it in the HeroNet chat and everything, that amplifies the positive experience I had with this game. So thank you guys so much for that. And if you guys have any questions regarding a bonus episode, Deltarune, or anything else regarding future playthroughs or whatnot, let me know in the comments section below or on Discord. Discord's going to be a much easier way to reach me. But I think that's about it. I think this Undertale, Let's Play is technically over at this point. If not, I apologize. But until the next series of mine you watch, whichever that may be, I'd highly recommend Doki Doki Literature Club if you enjoyed this one, or Danganronpa. If you enjoy this, definitely check out, honestly, if you enjoy just about anything, you should check out Danganronpa. But there are a lot of great series. I hope I see you in one of those series, and future series, of course. And if not, I'm probably going to say I'll probably see you guys in Deltarune. But until then, this is Moon Knight Zero, and this mission is complete.